Right, want to go back to Nick Bosa. You mentioned him. He's having an old school holdout, right, where he's not even going in the hold in, where you stand there and you don't practice. How do you see this thing playing out, and how long do you think this goes on? He obviously has a ton of leverage because of what he's done on the field.
Yeah, I mean, I have not heard anything is imminent. John Lynch talked today and said,
big deal.
Uh-oh.
He said, no, I don't know. It was either Kyle or Lynch. I'm sorry. Said we should have some patience. And usually, if they're saying we should have some patience, it means nothing is happening just yet. You know, these things generally happen as you get closer to the season. So he's getting fined, but I believe because he's currently on his fifth-year option, if a deal gets worked out, the fines could be potentially waived. Whereas like Chris Jones or Zach Martin, who are on veteran deals, their fines cannot be waived. So Bosa's can. So I would imagine closer to the season. But this is another one. Like Nick Bosa is awesome and deserves all of the money.
Yeah, he's a jungle cat. He is only getting better at this stage of his career somehow. Him sitting out week one, it seems like would help the Steelers. I see Tone Diggs' brain helping out there. Kyle Shanahan runs that team, right? So it's Lynch's job to do the negotiations and lead counsel. Like, who is dealing with that on the day-to-day? Is Kyle involved in that as well?
I don't think a lot of times, you know, in these, as you get deep in negotiations, it's the cap guy, Brian Hampton is theirs, and then they have Parag Marathe, who's their, you know, COO president, basically the person in charge. I would imagine he's probably pretty hands-on too. You know, it doesn't necessarily help things if the GM or the coach is involved because it gets tense. A lot of times, you know, those guys step in like at the end when it's about to be good. And then they get to do the handshakes and stuff.
Yeah, they get to do the high fives. Although it doesn't sound like that's happening in Indianapolis at all. In Green Bay, though, there's a new turn, a new transition, a new era that's allegedly starting good. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Rap Sheet, per everything we've seen online, Jordan Love just looks night and day different from where he was at last year. And he's really kind of starting to come into his own. I think Peyton's actually there in Green Bay today. A lot of people are speculating it might be for quarterback season 2. Who knows, though? But what have you heard? And kind of what's the conversation around the NFL in terms of Jordan Love and kind of what we've seen from him so far in camp?
Yeah, I think a lot of basically the thought is kind of like, looks good. We have not seen nearly enough. Because like I remember 2 years ago, he played in he was a kind of like a COVID replacement, I believe. Was that 2 years ago? Anyway,
the Chiefs game.
Played only a little bit.
COVID.
Didn't play well.
Yeah.
Played last year in a couple of series, looked good. And so far has looked really good. And I think at camp, you know, early returns it's been pretty promising. But like quarterback is so hard. It's all hard, but quarterback especially is so hard. There's such ups and downs. You have to be able to like withstand the roller coaster maybe as much as just do it. So like there's cautious optimism. But like Rodgers is amazing. And it even took him a little bit to become Aaron Rodgers. So, like, there'll be some growing pains, I imagine, but everyone seems pretty positive there.
Jeez, just hang from the guy's nuts.
Good Lord.
Jeez Louise. I mean, what are you doing? I mean, jeez.
Slow down.
Obviously, Aaron's amazing.
He's
what
the
are
best.
We're supposed to say
He's
that.
great.
Yeah, we're the ones that say that. We post a couple highlights from the Jets camp on Instagram or Twitter or whatever. Like 30 comments are just like, not everything Aaron does. So leave it off Aaron. It's like best quarterback of all time.
Yeah.
So the guy, 4-time MVP. New teams
For you, buddy.
What's that, pal?
No, I would say it's like I have some bad news. He is very good at football,
Yeah.
and like if you post highlights, they'll probably look very good.
And we are, they're called highlight, and we're a football operation outfit.
Yeah.
He's, bro, huh? I know Jordan Love has a chance to be great. And
No, honestly,
I've loved watching Jordan Love in interviews. I think he talked to like Schrager or somebody, or I don't know who from NFL Network that he chatted with at training camp. He looked calm. He looked cool. Every answer was sweet. Like, I think he's going to be a guy. But we've all seen this, Packers fans included, like, seems like this is a pretty pissed off Aaron Rodgers.
Well, and I thought I'd hate it. Like, I love how much fun he's having and how, like, reinvigorated and re-energized he is. Like, he is going to have a fucking unbelievable year, and it's going to be awesome to watch.
Ty got to hang out with him out at Tahoe at the house for a bit, so this is the first time I think Ty and Aaron have got to hang out for a while. So I'm sure Aaron learned a lot about Ty.
Probably.